Back in May, the World Cup Tour kicked off in Pora, Croatia. The entourage then headed for Turkey in Stage 2. Next up, Ogden, Utah, USA, where the sport's best marksmen got together for a good old-fashioned Western shootout. From the Mountain West to the Far East for the regular season finale along the Puhang River in downtown Shanghai. Now the field's been reduced to the best of the best from 15 nations going head-to-head in the suspenseful single elimination format at the Archery World Cup Finals. Merhaba and welcome to Istanbul, where East does meet West. We're on the Asian shores of the Bosphorus Strait, a legendary inlet spanned by the Fatih Sultan Mehmet Bridge, which connects Europe with Asia and provides a breathtaking backdrop for the world's finest archers. All thanks to Professor Erdner, the president of World Archery, the man responsible for bringing the finals and 32 of the finest archers in the world to Istanbul.
Why Istanbul? Because Istanbul, one of the beautiful cities all around the world, and archery is one of the important sports in Turkey, in my country. Our archers, our officials like this kind of atmosphere, and I'm sure that we will have some very interesting sceneries during the matches. Very interesting venue at the Bosphorus area in Istanbul. This will be one of our important steps in archery, and it will be a good example for our future organizers. At this moment, Istanbul is one of the applicant cities. Istanbul, in my opinion, is ready for 2020 games. If it is available, I am sure that there will be another very interesting, very high-level Olympic Games organization in Istanbul.
Of course, the 2011 Archery World Cup Finals offers a high level of competition here in Istanbul, which is a photographer's delight and a fisherman's paradise. Jorge Jimenez from El Salvador, part of the field here in Istanbul, along with Erika Anschultz of the United States, and the Viking, Martin Damsbo, the stoic cowboy from the United States, Roger Willett Jr., reigning world champion Albina Loganova from Russia, and the German archer Paul Titscher, all posing for photographs before the competition, including the first two Iranian athletes to ever compete in the World Cup. After the photo session is over, it's time to get down to business for the reigning world champion Albina Loganova, who is in a desperate situation, trailing in her match with Marcella Tonioli. Her final shot is a 9, and she knows that she's in trouble, in danger of being eliminated by Tonioli here in the quarterfinals in Istanbul, and Tonioli does just that. A bullseye on her final shot, and the reigning world champion is eliminated in the quarterfinals in Istanbul. Moving on now to the compound bronze medal match. We see Marcella Tonioli once again. Tonioli in this beautiful setting along the Bosphorus, shooting at target number 1, 25 years old, won a gold medal at Stage 3 in Ogden, where she beat Erika Anschutz in a shoot-off. In this match, she'll be taking on the Iranian Vida Halimian, one of only 2 Iranian athletes to ever compete in the Archery World Cup Finals. And so there is the matchup, there's the situation. It is tied at 108 going into the 5th and deciding end. Halimian, first shot, a 9. Opens the door just a little bit for Marcella Tonioli, but she can only score an 8 and falls behind by 1 point in this bronze medal match. Another 9 for Halimian. And Tonioli knows with a 10, she can tie this up, and she does. So it's tied at 18 as we go to the final arrow. And the Iranian archer lines it up and scores a 9. Now she knows that with a 10 by Tonioli, the match is over, and Tonioli will get the bronze medal Antonioli does indeed win the bronze medal as she comes through in the clutch with a bullseye on her final shot and comes from behind to beat the Iranian Vida Halimian and claim bronze at the World Cup Finals in Istanbul. The final score, a very close match. 136 for Marcella Tonioli, 135 for Vida Halimian of Iran. That only set the stage for the compound gold medal match for the women, and it was an all-American affair featuring Christy Collin of the United States and Erika Anschutz of the United States. Good look at Erika Anschutz, 23 years old, ranked number 1 in the world. She finished third at the World Cup Finals last year in Edinburgh. Christy Collin comes in ranked 10th in the world on the women's gold medal team in Shanghai just 2 weeks before, as the Americans defeated the Russian squad 227 to 214. We'll pick it up in the first end. Erika Anschutz starting off with a solid 10 and throwing down the gauntlet for her teammate and friend Christy Collin, who answers with a 10 herself. So a good match underway here in the compound women's individual gold medal match. A 9 by Erika Anschutz. Can Christy Collin answer? No, she cannot. A 6. And a 6 that may haunt her the rest of the match. It puts her in a deep hole, 3 points behind, and Erika Anschutz continues to build upon that lead. So after the first end, it is a 4-point advantage for Erika Anschutz, a huge advantage in compound competition. As she discusses it, Christy Collin with her coach, Rio Wild. And we'll pick it up here in Istanbul after 4 ends, and the lead has grown from 4 to 6 for Erika Anschutz. So Christy Collin, knowing she needs a miracle and knowing she needs to shoot 10s from here on out, her first shot of the final end is a 9.
Good shot.
Erika Anschutz answers with a 10 as she continues to build that lead up to 7 points. Christy Collin finally finds the bullseye, the dead center of the target, but Erika Anschutz on her game today, another 10.
One more though, Dick.
And Erika Anschutz well on her way to a gold medal. Christy Collin finishing off strong with back-to-back bullseyes, but as she walks away, you know she understands that it is over. Even though Erika Anschutz shoots a 7, there's a big hug from her fiancé Casey Jones. They'll be married in March, and they'll be able to use some of that prize money that Erika Anschutz has won here at the Archery World Cup Finals to buy a home and start their lives together. So a great day for Erika Anschutz as she wins her first World Cup title.
Christy's a great competitor. She's a great archer. We've shot against each other lots of times, and it was really, really great to be able to do it in the World Cup final and the gold medal match. We said we wanted to do that before we came, and we did it, and it was great. I don't think it'll change a whole lot. It was a really great experience, and I'm really, really fortunate to have gotten to come here throughout, because my finishes throughout the season were great, and I got second a couple times, so it feels really good to come out with a win here.
So a golden moment for Erika Anschutz of the United States as we now turn our attention to the men in the compound competition. Good match between Dietmar Trillis of Canada and Sergio Pagni of Italy, the left-handed shooter. Vying for another 10, gets the 10, and wraps up a very close victory over Dietmar Trillis, a reigning champion, eliminated in the quarterfinals in Istanbul by 1 point. Now on to the compound bronze medal match. And once again, we will see Sergio Pagni, the 32-year-old from Italy, ranked 5th in the world, and shooting against Jorge Jimenez in tricky conditions. You can see the wind and the flags in the background fluttering in the breeze. So Sergio Pagni, 5th in the world, the only athlete who has repeated as a World Cup final winner. Sergio victorious 2 years ago in Copenhagen and then again last year in Edinburgh. We move ahead in the match after 4 ends. Obviously very close. Jimenez with a 1-point lead, 113 to 112. So Pani needing to come from behind, and he starts off the end with a 10. Pani taking a 1-point lead in the end and adding to that lead. Now the pressure on Jorge Jimenez from El Salvador, and he answers with a 10 himself. But Pani can put it away. However, a 9 leaves the door open for Jorge Jimenez if he can score a 10, but he settles for a 9, and you can see the disappointment on his face. He knew the opportunity was there, but could not come through when he needed a 10. And so after 5 ends, it is all tied up, 141 all. They go to the shoot-off. A 10 for Pani. Can Jorge answer? A 10 as well, but it's closest to the center, and Pani, by virtue of being closest to the center, comes away with the victory, breathes the sigh of relief as he eliminates Jorge Jimenez and wins the bronze medal in the men's compound competition in Istanbul. Where it's time for the main event, a red, white, and blue affair, an all-American affair in the compound men's competition. Just as it was for the women, it is for the men. Roger Willett Jr., ranked number 1 in the world, facing his teammate Rio Wild of Pocatello, Idaho, who is ranked number 2 in the world. Of course, Rio coming off a perfect performance 2 weeks prior in Shanghai, where he shot 15 consecutive bullseyes. Can he do it here under these conditions, these windy, tricky conditions, on the grounds of the Küçüksu Palace in Istanbul? After the first end, Rio Wild in a little bit of trouble, trailing in the match. Trailing by 4 after that first end, he sees Roger Willett Jr. fire a 10 with his first shot of the second end and follows up with another 10. So the pressure on Rio Wild, trying to win the gold medal, but it's another 9, back-to-back 9s for Rio Wild, while Roger Willett Jr. shooting at target number 1, which apparently would seem to be more susceptible to the wind. Doesn't trouble Roger. He finds the center of the target. 3 straight 10s in the second end, and it allows him to build upon that lead as the American contingent looks on, and Rio can only scratch his head. So after 2 ends, there you see the score and the difference in the match. Brady Ellison awaiting his turn as the cameras are all trained on Roger Willett Jr. and Rio Wild. We move on to the 5th end and a 4-point lead for Roger Willett Jr.
Yes.
Great concentration by Rio Wild, who comes up with a 10, but is it too little too late? Roger Willett with a 9, giving back a point. So it's now a 3-point match with 2 arrows to go. Rio knows he's got to shoot 10s from here on out, and he comes through with another bullseye. Roger Willett giving up another point as he scores a 9. So it's down to 2 points with 1 more arrow for Rio Wild, who finishes off with a 9. Rio can only sit back and watch, and he knows that Roger Willett Jr. is not about to let an opportunity like this pass him by. The man who won just about every competition he participated in during the World Cup campaign in 2011 comes through with a strong showing in the gold medal match and wins by 2 over his countryman Rio Wild.
I'm not good enough to beat these guys on my own. They're the best. My teammates, Rio, Braden, Jesse Broadwater, they're the best archers in the world in my opinion. And the only way I can compete with them, a lot of praying.
Congratulations to Roger Willett Jr., who wins the gold medal in the men's compound. Now, in the recurve competition, much more of an international flavor. Pedro Vivas Alcala of Mexico on hand, along with the 2 Frenchmen, Gail Provost and Beranger Chou. From India, Deepika Kumari, all of 17 years old and competing in her first World Cup finals, along with Alejandra Valencia from Mexico. From the United States, the number 1 recurve archer in the world, Brady Ellison. And from Russia, Ina Stepanova. Of course, you always have to consider the Korean contingent, the Koreans trying to recapture the glory here in Istanbul. The Korean archers put to the test right from the start. In the quarterfinals, it's the second-ranked archer in the world and the top seed Han Jianji facing Bérengère Hsu. And it's Hsu with a 5-3 lead in the fifth and deciding set. And despite a 6, she finishes off with a pair of 10s in the set and wins the match, defeating Han Jianji, eliminating the Korean in 5 sets. That vaults Bérengère Hsu into the women's bronze medal match, where she will face another Korean archer, ranked number 1 in the world, Jung Da-so-mi. With that number 1 ranking, a newcomer on the scene with the Korean team. And she will try to avenge the defeat of her teammate to Bérengère Hsu. So Bérengère Hsu, with her work cut out for her, has already defeated Han Jianji and now will face Jung Da-so-mi for the bronze medal. We move ahead in the match now, and Bérengère Hsu bidding for another upset. She's ahead 4-2 in set points after the first 3 sets. Shooting at target number 2 is Bérengère Hsu. At target number 1, Jung Da-so-mi, and Da-so-mi with a 9.
Allez B, on reste dessus. C'est ça.
Bérengère Hsu knowing she needs just to win one more set to win the match. She takes the lead 10-9, and Da-so-mi with an 8 falls even further
Allez,
behind.
solide, B.
Bérengère Hsu with a golden
C'est bien, ça,
opportunity
super.
stays within the gold circles. And with that shot, Jung Da-so-mi
C'est bien B.
can only watch as Bérengère Hsu does it again. After defeating Han Jianji, she then defeats Jung Da-so-mi, knocks off number 1 and number 2 in the world, and it is Bérengère Hsu of France with the upsets in not just one but both of her matches, and Bérengère Hsu of France is indeed the bronze medal winner at the World Cup Finals in beautiful Istanbul, where Deepika Kumari and Chang Ming are hoping that their ships come in here in Istanbul as we set up for the finals along the banks of the Bosphorus. Cheng Ming of China, 25 years old, ranked 7th in the world, reached the finals, the gold medal match, by defeating Jung Da-so-mi of Korea. Meanwhile, her competitor, Deepika Kumari, 17 years old, ranked 5th in the world, getting to the gold medal match with a convincing 6-0 victory over Bérengère Hsu. We pick it up after 4 sets. It's tied at 4. Very close match going back and forth. The pressure on Cheng Ming, 25 years old from China, and she fires a very low score, a 6. That creates an opportunity for Deepika Kumari, who appears to take advantage as she goes up by 3 points in the set. Cheng Ming answers with a bullseye, now has 16 points, and Deepika Kumari can only come up with an 8. The tricky wins playing havoc with Deepika Kumari, but not Cheng Ming, who answers with a pair of 10s to finish off the set. Deepika Kumari on the line, but it's a 9, and that means there's a tie. They will split the points for the set, and it goes to 5-all, and it forces a shoot-off. One and done. One arrow by each archer to decide who wins the match, but even more, the gold medal. Cheng Ming peering through the sight and comes up with a 9. Cheng Ming needs a 9 to tie, a 10 to win, but settles for an 8, and it's all over. So Deepika Kumari, who had the opportunity, could not take advantage, and Cheng Ming gladly accepts the handshakes, the congratulations, and the pat on the back as the 25-year-old from China, ranked 5th in the world, comes away with the gold medal, winning in a shoot-off by the final count of 6-5 over Deepika Kumari from India. A tremendous match to decide the gold medal here in Istanbul.
I really enjoyed this competition, especially with the venue on the Bosphorus shore. It was very windy though. My next goal is the Olympics in London next year, and of course I hope I will win.
Now for the men's recurve competition, the quarterfinals featuring Dai Zhaozhang of China taking on Zhou Fanshan of the United States, considered the favorite on paper as he came in as the number 2 seed, taking on the number seeded Dai Zhaozhang. In the 5th set though, Dai with actually a pair of 10s to start it off, and he finishes off the match, pulls off the upset, defeating the 2nd seeded Zhou Fanshan. Earlier, Gail Prevost had almost upset Brady Ellison, taking Brady Ellison to the limit before finally falling by a count of 6-4, but he falls into the bronze medal match, so Gail Prevost, 17 years old, from France, taking on the more experienced Ukrainian Dmytro Rachov, 28 years old, ranked 4th in the world, and seeded 3rd coming to the World Cup finals in Istanbul. Once again, we'll pick up the match after 4 sets, and it is Rachov with a 5-3 lead. And the 17-year-old Prevost, a picture of concentration and focus with a 9 on his first shot. Rachov,
10, молодец.
knowing he can put the match away right here, starts off strong with a bullseye. And Prevost answers with a 9. So Rachov, 2 arrows away from victory, again finds the center ring. And Prevost with his final shot. 3 straight 9s in the final set, but not enough
10,
to defeat Dmytro Rachov, who is perfect. 3 consecutive 10s, bullseye, 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 and the bronze medal will go to the young man from the Ukraine, Dmytro Rachov, a veteran of the Archery World Cup, competing on the tour since 2007, and he walks off with the bronze medal. So now the stage is set for the gold medal match in the men's recurve competition. This match featuring the marquee man in the sport of archery, Brady Ellison of the United States, number 1 seed and number 1 ranking in the world, taking on the 21-year-old from China, Dai Zhaozhang, seeded 7th, coming into the World Cup finals, ranked 18th in the world. And there's Julie Nichols, who is Brady Ellison's mom, looking on as Brady steps up to the start line after 2 sets, leading 3-1 in set points. Dai Zhaozhang, 2 top 10 finishes on the World Cup tour this year, coming up with a 9 to start the set. Brady Ellison with a chance to take the lead, and he does as he hits the center of the target with a 10. Dai answering with a 10 of his own and throwing down the gauntlet for Brady Ellison, who picks it up with a 9, and we're tied in the set, 19 apiece. Dai Zhaozhang needing a 10, settles for a 9, and the door is open for Brady Ellison, who with a 10 can put things away, but he does not. 9, they tie for the set, they split the points, each receiving 1 additional point, so the overall score in the match goes to 4-2. Brady Ellison with his teammates from the United States anxiously looking on, Brady looking skyward, awaits the shot from his competitor Dai Zhaozhang. Dai on the line, and they'll count it as a 9. So Brady Ellison, knowing he can take the lead in the set, does so as he hits a 10. So Brady Ellison ahead 2 points in the match, 4-2, and leading by 1 in the set. Could be the 5th and deciding set, but Dai Zhaozhang putting up a battle, puts up a 10, as Brady counters with a 9. We're tied again, 19 apiece, as we come down to what could be the final arrow. Dai Zhaozhang, once again a 9, and once again he opens the door for Brady Ellison, and Brady Ellison walks right through that door. The exuberant Brady Ellison, a hug and a kiss and a gold medal in Istanbul as he comes up with a big win in the gold medal match, defeating his opponent from China, Dai Zhaozhang, by the final score of 6-2. So Brady Ellison living up to his advanced billing.
Well, hopefully we can just kind of keep this year going into next year and go win a gold medal at the games. That's my big goal for next year. I'm still undecided on what I'm going to shoot next year, if I'm going to shoot any of the World Cups at all and just train for the games, or if I'm going to come try to shoot one or two of them and qualify for the final again. I'm undecided, just kind of have to think about it, and next year the games are so important, that's what I'm focused on.
Of course, next year is an Olympic year, but the Archery World Cup Tour will start in April in Shanghai. We'll see you there. For now, we bid you a fond farewell from Istanbul, the home of the 2011 Archery World Cup Finals.